Dave Palumbo here with an RxMuscle rant. I'm here in St. Louis at the IFBB St. Louis Pro and AM show. And this is run by my good friends Jack and Ann Tony. And I'm having a really good time this weekend. And I've been getting asked a lot of these questions, and I've seen it in the news a lot about these GLP-1 agonist peptides like Ozempic, Mounjaro. And people are asking me, are these good for weight loss? Because I'm reading articles in a lot of the mainstream media that are saying that, it causes Ozempic face. They're calling it where people look all sucked out and hollowed out. Like you see these movie actresses and actors that look really gaunt. They look like they're almost like cancer patients. They're getting that cachectic look that, really, really, I guess you can see almost like you're losing muscle as well as you're losing fat. And I guess the mainstream media is leading people to believe that Ozempic causes muscle loss, that it causes, the good tissue loss as well as body fat, and that people are getting this like skeletal look to them that's not healthy. Number one. Number two, it doesn't look good. And competitors, who are competing in these physique competitions and are using it are worried that they're going to lose muscle. Because let's face it, as bodybuilders, that's really what we worry about. We want to make sure we lose body fat, but we don't want to lose lean muscle tissue, and that's not acceptable. But let's look at and see what Ozempic, Mounjaro do. All these GLP-1 agonists pretty much work the same. It seems as though Mounjaro seems to be a favorite now. It's kind of a dual GLP-1 agonist, and it seems to have better effects than Ozempic did, which was the original one that everyone was, raving all over. Now, our good friends at TitanMedicalCenter.com do sell both of those, so in a generic form, and they work great. They compound it, they prescribe it for you, they send it to your house. It's super great. You can check it out at TitanMedicalCenter.com. Tell them Dave Palumbo and RxMuscle sent you. But here's the science of it. GL1 agonists, okay, which occur naturally in the body, are also known as glucagon-like peptide 1. And when those things hit your body, they basically tell your brain and the digestive system to slow down. So when food starts moving more slowly through the digestive tract, obviously you feel full longer. And that's one of the things that they do. They're really good at that. And I think for a lot of bodybuilders who are cheaters on their diet, bikini competitors who like to eat snack in between meals, it's a really good solution because it takes away that urge to eat between meals. It doesn't take away your appetite completely, but it takes away your appetite between meals so that the meals that you eat seem to last longer in your system. It's also one of the really good fiber supplement when you're using these products, because you could get a little backed up. I know I got all my clients on Fiberlize anyway, but I recommend if you are taking a GLP-1 agonist, whether it be in generic form or right from the pharmacy, you do take Fiberlize or a fiber supplement that's comparable to that at least twice a day to keep things moving through the digestive tract. Otherwise, you're going to get a little constipated, because the longer food stays in that colon, especially, and water gets extracted from it, it can get hard down there, and it can make it difficult to go to the bathroom. Assuming you are using a really good quality fiber supplement like Fiberlize on a regular basis, you shouldn't have any constipation issues whatsoever. One of the other things that these GLP-1 peptides seem to do is they positively affect your fasting blood sugar. So if you're running slightly high fasting blood sugars, you're a type 2 diabetic, they seem to improve blood sugar control, which is another great, that's what they originally were designed for. They actually designed them for people who had high fasting blood sugars and people who were borderline or even type 2 diabetics. And what they noticed was people were losing weight on them. And that's how the whole weight loss aspect of it came about. Now, obviously, if your fasting blood sugars are better, that's going to make you a healthier person as well. So that is a good effect of it. Now, what they did notice was that there's a weight loss effect from it. Now, is the weight loss effect from not eating as much food, or is the weight loss a direct fat burning effect of the GLP-1 agonist? I think it's from restricting food intake, because I think it just doesn't make you as hungry. There might be some sort of a direct fat burning effect on it, but no one seems to have elucidated what might be causing that. So for me, I'm going to go with the idea that it is causing less food to be ingested, and that's where the weight loss is coming from. Because let's face it, most people are snackers. They overeat at meals. If you don't feel as hungry and you feel more satiated between meals, you're going to lose weight. And that just goes without saying. Now, the question is, what happens when you have this blunted appetite and you skip meals? Okay. Well, in bodybuilding, what happens when you skip meals? In bikini, competitions, when you skip meals, what happens? You lose muscle, right? We know that because the body has no storage facility for lean muscle. So if you eat, 100 grams or eat a lot of protein and you go 6 hours without eating any more protein, you can't store that protein from earlier and use it later. That's not how protein works. It gets metabolized. So if your body's not going to use it at that moment for building and repairing muscle, because you can only use so much, it's going to turn into energy. You might burn it for energy, and potentially you could store it as body fat if you eat too much, right? So you don't want to miss protein feedings because there is no storage facility for it. And if you do, which a lot of people do when they go on these drugs because they do blunt your appetite, you can lose muscle. Now imagine you're someone who doesn't even work out, which is a stimulus to build muscle, right? So you have no stimulus for building and retaining muscle. You're skipping meals because you're not as hungry on the stuff. You're losing weight, which is what you want. Scale's going down, but what's happening is you're losing body fat and you're losing lean muscle tissue. Now, for Hollywood stars, they might not care. They're like, I just want to lose weight. I don't give a crap. But it does give that, you start getting that hollowing out effect in the face, and it doesn't look as good cosmetically. So I think people are calling it the Ozempic face, but it's really because the person is losing too much muscle. Now, if you're a bodybuilder or figure or whatever, bikini competitor, and you're eating your 5 or 6 small meals a day, and you're still doing it while you're on Ozempic or Mounjaro or something like that, and you're not skipping meals, the only weight you're going to lose is going to be body fat. And that's what we want. So for someone in our field, in the physique competition field, using these drugs, we're going to get the best results. And they're always going to be like, why are these guys getting such great results? And the people in Hollywood look like they're falling apart because we eat right. And we know that you can't skip meals. And we know that that's not the way to proper weight loss because we don't want to lose muscle. So it's not the drug that's causing muscle loss. Okay, it's the diet that the people are following that's causing the muscle loss. And the reason why they're able to follow this stringent diet of not eating basically most of the day is because the drug is killing their appetite. So once again, in Hollywood, regular people who are just using this for weight loss are not doing it the right way. Just like, hey, it's like when people starve themselves, they eat 1 meal a day or these fasting diets. Yeah, you're going to lose weight, but what kind of weight are you losing? If you're losing muscle and body fat, then you're actually lowering your metabolic rate and making a disaster scenario happen, because once you start eating again, you're going to gain back the weight even faster because now you have less muscle, lower metabolic rate. That's not the case in bodybuilding and physique competitions because we do eat regularly. We do maintain muscle mass while we're losing body fat. It's not the drug that's causing the lean mass loss. It's the eating. So if you're eating properly, you have no worries with a GLP-1 agonist to lose muscle. It doesn't burn through muscle preferentially. It's a matter of what you eat and how you work out. So it's pretty safe. The only contraindications for these GLP-1 agonists, if you have a history, any kind of pancreatic cyst or tumors, or you've had any kind of thyroid cancer, they suggest you don't use it. Is it going to mean you're going to get it? No, probably not. But you know what? Those are the contraindications right now, given the trials that they've done so far. So I would just follow that protocol. Anyone else who fits in any other category seems to be safe drug. I've seen, people that I work with have used it and got really good results. I know a lot of other people, who's not even in the bodybuilding industry who've used it, but under the guidance of myself and the proper eating, and have got really good results with it as well. So give it a shot. If you can't get it from your doctor, because I know that pharmacies are out of this stuff, that's how popular it is. You can go to TitanMedicalCenter.com and tell them Dave Palumbo, RxMuscle sent you, and they will hook you up. For now, I am Dave Palumbo with another RxMuscle